Okay, guys, welcome to day 23 of my research-backed chess challenge. Now, it's taking a bit of a turn here from the research phase into the synthesis phase. So now I'm looking at analyzing this data sheet that I've got. And from the last 21 days, I've picked up on these three main things. First of all, prophylactic filter. And that essentially means what are my opponent threats, based on day 21 and other days where I've failed to pick up these threats. Second thing is developing a least active piece. I'm not always doing that. I'm always perhaps sometimes still a bit caught up in thoughts, and that has led to some very difficult games and some losses, to be honest. Then the 2-for-1 rule, which I'm going to keep as a backup, which just means like if I'm developing a piece, try and think of a secondary goal for it. And that's it. Without further ado, let's jump into the game today. And while we're searching, I'll probably update the rating because I think I'm a bit lower now. Okay, so onwards with a 10-minute rapid game with those things in mind. I'm going to keep jumping back to these because I want to try and keep them in the game, right? So let's go, right, prophylactic filter. I want to think about my opponent's moves at the moment. Okay, okay, I guess I can just play a normal Caro-Kann. Perhaps he wants to jump in here, play a complicated one. Nope, keeping it simple, respect. Our opponent's threats here, probably wants to bring the bishop out, wants to bring the knight, wants to develop. He can develop here and get a check. Which I can just block anyway. Perhaps that's the move. Okay, just goes quite simple. That's here, I don't see any threats with. I think that's normal move. Comes here. My opponent's not looking for any tricks. Now, I can't attack this pawn easily, which means perhaps I don't want to bring the knight to here. Usually that happens. It's going to be difficult to do that. But it does mean perhaps I can attack this pawn at some point. Anyway, I think I'll continue with the plan, but it maybe means that I want to bring my knight to here instead, which actually I do anyway. Okay, I guess e6 is a move that's very common in the Caro-Kann. I don't see any other. Guess if my opponent pins here, I still want the option to protect here, so that makes sense. He does do it, so I think I'll proceed with that. No reasons not to. And at some point, perhaps I can bring this in. Makes sense. Do I castle or do I start to... Where do I want my rook, right? So, yes, now, then my opponent plays this, then, yeah, perhaps that first. To allow this, my opponent moves here. Yeah, okay, he does do that. Means I perhaps want to play this move to prevent that. Then I allow the bishop to come in. Am I really worried about that though? The bishop comes in, it opens up the... I'm not really worried about that. Okay, now we get that move, so that's usually a take. I'm happy with my opponent playing very fast. Okay, do I get here, or is that a take? Or here now, perhaps, because he's got no... Yeah, perhaps here. I don't need to castle yet. I don't feel like I need to. Sometimes this pawn's under attack. But this knight's going to have to move again. He's either going to have to come back here or here. So he's kind of wasted tempo on that, and that's something I want to keep in mind. If I come here, I force a trade, and I can bring this knight round up to here. Something I might want to consider. Also opens up the scope of this rook on the only open file. However, it seems a bit of a defensive move, but I don't really have that many options. Okay, if he goes here and here, maybe he wants to do it at some point. Yeah, I think I'll force that. I can always come back. Now, where's my opponent going? Let's think about this for a moment. Do I want this, or this, or this? Where does my opponent want to come? Yeah, it's in a difficult position. I think I like this, and then what's the other options? Open up the scope. Come here. Well, okay, this knight's going to come here, so process of elimination. Perhaps I'll move that first. Or do I want to get the queen out quickly? I think I like it here because I like the idea of the knight being on this square. Yeah, my opponent's still playing quickly, which is kind of bizarre. Okay. Now it makes sense here or here. The queen active. I kind of want to get the queen here, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps go here. And then the queen maybe sits nicely there, opening up this diagonal. Okay, kind of like that. And that, so maybe I'll move the rook first. Or just castle actually. Now he's trying to open up that diagonal for the bishop. That's here. There's not much I can do about it. But then it allows my knight to come across, which is kind of cool. Or he just made space. Okay. Get some more. Where do I break through? Perhaps I come. Yeah, maybe there first. I like that now. Now that the knights are there, then I can come here. Or maybe if he brings the knight in, I can just come. Okay. I like that. Let's go here. Maybe open up this file at some point. You have this now. Okay, I'm okay with that. Am I? Yep, I think so. You can always come here. Now this side is effectively locked down with that bishop there now. So I don't want to come there because I lose that, but it does open up this. Very nice. Opens up some sacrifice opportunities at some point. Maybe sacrifice here at some point. Knight's a position well, king's position well at the moment. It does force. I can. Then he kicks the knight. Then I come back here. Knight's maybe trapped. Let's consider this for a moment, man. Oh no, you can't play that. Okay, that's kind of good. I can always come here. It's fine. It does open up this now, which I kind of like. However, I want that square for the knight at the moment. Okay, right. If I play this and then he plays this, I've got that. I think I can take it actually. Because that doesn't work. Now it's turned into a blitz game. So I'm going to take a breath after the move and just go back to my original thoughts, which are prophylactics filter, developing the least active piece. Okay, he's trying to get this back. Do I mind? Let's think. Yeah, I guess it's just a trade then at this point. But I can bring that in. No, I can't. Not yet. Do I have any other options? I guess it's a trade. I guess I can now come here with the same issue if he plays that. But I guess he can play that now, and I just drop back, but it's protected. I've got a very strong knight in this position as long as I hold this diagonal. Slight mistake. Yeah, I guess that was the only move. It's fine. Now, where do I want the queen? That's the... Maybe it's not so good on this diagonal now, actually. As I come here, come round. Yeah, let's go here. Okay, I've got to play a bit faster now. So if my opponent takes, I want to take here. Yeah, let's just speed up the game a little bit. Look to bring this in here. Double up on the open file. Let's just double up anyway. I've got pressure. Then I can bring here. If he ever plays that, I just take it. It's simple. My opponent's position looks close to cracking. I've just got to play a bit quicker. Let's go. Look for simple moves here. Go here. Yeah, he's picking up the speed, so I guess I'm going to get some mistakes from my opponent at some point. Trying to force an endgame here. I can just double up if he moves here. Let's block that. Right. Maybe I take this. Do I care? He wants to open up this file. You can just drop back if he pushes here. What if he pushes here? I think I've just got takes. Takes, slide this rook across perhaps. He's giving up pawns left, right, and center here, guys. Just got to try and convert. Got the time. I can always swing in here. Is that dangerous? I guess that's good, actually. Okay, respect to my opponente. He's going to try and attack, which is cool. Now, can I just start pushing this pawn? I think I can. Start pushing this p. Got this. Can always come. Okay, that's attacking this pawn. That's nice. And attack his queen. Let's do that first. And if he takes, I can take. Kudos to my opponent. He's trying, you know, and he's gonna make it difficult. I'm not gonna get an easy game here. I think I can just take, go here, and I start to get my checks in, right? So I don't. There, that's the move. Because I think he has to go here now. Then I can go here, check again. Oh, I don't. Oh, completely missed that. That is frustrating. Oh, that is so silly. Okay, fuck. Okay, I mean, it's not completely over, but it's so annoying. Okay, come on. Still got a chance. It was really up there. Okay, I want to protect this pawn because I've got to try and get something here. Okay. Oh, okay, right. Come on. Still try and think of moves if I can. Come back here and here. I've got a protector. But I've got 2 pawns in the middle of the board passed, so still do have a chance. Okay, I can get this behind. Maybe I can. Push 2 Ps. Get one of them. You can push this or this now. I've got options. Can he get there in time? Can he get both? I don't know if he can. Fuck, he can. Ah, okay. Resign, that's it. All right, well, I tried to stick to the plan there, guys. Let's jump over to the review then. Frustrating, that one. Oh, well. All right, review. Getting fancy with my stuff. Okay, what do I need to know? Whether I prophylactically thought I did, but it was just the time. I can't think quick enough at the moment, but I've just got to focus not really on that so much. That's short term. That'll hopefully get quicker as I go. Okay, let's turn the analysis off first. Make sure we're still going. We are good. Yeah, Karakan. I don't see any big gaps here. My opponent. Yeah, sometimes there's a sacrifice on here if the bishop isn't here and the rook's here, but I don't need to worry about any of that. That move, I'm wondering, it's a little bit defensive, but I did have a plan, so I'm pretty happy with it. I thought about my opponent's moves. I think, honestly, prophylactically, I did pretty well. Obviously, the other developing least active piece was, that was something I perhaps didn't focus on so much in this one. And then the third one was the 2-for-1, which I didn't. Already had enough going on, so that's fine. Now let's turn the analysis on at this point. Okay, white's up. Do I drop anything here? Okay, so the best move was take. I'm not making any major mistakes. Instead, okay, Castling's a better move. Fractionally. Oh, sorry, it's dog barking in the background. Apologies about that. It's my neighbor. Yeah, hang on. Maybe I'll pause the analysis and do it after he finishes because I'm not sure if it's super loud. Okay, I'm back. He's calmed down a little bit, thankfully. Now, yeah, Castling was the best move, but again, it wasn't a major mistake here. Okay, now I'm clearly ahead. So take was fine here, yeah, because I had this plan. Did I make any other mistakes? What do I have here? Okay, what about Maybe I should have just played. Yeah, these are the kind of pawns that I don't know whether I should take, honestly. And it was okay, but it just makes the position a bit harder to play because it allows the queen when I'd block that quite well. Yeah. F8 was the move here. Yeah, because I guess that's protected. That's protected. Interesting. And we end up in a position, yeah, where I get a queen trade at some point. Okay, interesting. Nevertheless, I still did play and it was okay. Okay, that's interesting now. Yeah, obviously I make a big blunder there. And it's this position where I do still have time and I can play bullet pretty well. So it's like, why do I panic in that game? You know, at 1 minute, it doesn't make any sense. I'm a fairly solid bullet player, so maybe I just got to develop bullet mentality at this point. I've got 1 minute to close the game. Yeah, and then I'm just dead lost there at this point. Do I get any other chances? No. Okay. Well, that's that one, guys. Yeah, I hope you got value out of this one. I'm going to try and make it more focus based. So I've got obviously prophylactic focus on this one, and each session have a single focus that, you know, will give you value, hopefully explain what I'm doing as well as my progress. It's your progress as well. So hope to see you soon, guys, and take care. Bye-bye.